Now let us commence with the most awaited question and answer session. Okay, so I have the questions on the screen. Uh, the first question to Abhijeet sir. So,
Yes, please go
children
ahead.
working with sports tend to have slight compromises in the academics for time or interest constraints. How does one tackle that?
Uh, and everybody sitting at this forum knows that this is a reality that we face every day. So I am not going to come up with a cure that you haven't heard about. See, one of the key suggestions I just read from Satya sir's presentation was a culture of sports. And I'm not even going to look at the with enough funds part, was a culture of sports where you emphasize on the positive side of sports that helps you to uh, add those real learnings to the game. Now, if you are truly wanting the children to develop beyond what is written in the book, sports tends to be that medium. And I think as for the new education policy that has come up, there's a lot of space where you are supposed to take them out and make them learn more on experiential learning. And again, because I am a sports for development practitioner, I am absolutely going to try and sell my wear as much as possible. But I feel the development part of sport needs to be considered more. The benefits that you derive out of participating, and by benefits I don't mean winning or losing or making a career out of it. By benefits I mean those unsold benefits of being a better decision maker, being able to be part of big groups, having a voice to give your opinions. These are all the benefits that actually matters when you go uh, in a job place or in a workplace. So we need to focus our attention towards the bigger picture if we are to go there. And I am currently addressing this particular group. I'm not going to talk about those who are not here. But I think you guys have the opportunity to actually start building consensus around this.
Right. So, since I haven't been instructed to whom to put these questions to, it's open for both of you to volunteer. So, my next question here is how can schools bring in a social change through good sports management in a school?
Satya sir, you are from school background. Please go ahead, answer this.
I think, ma'am, definitely we can do this. The only thing is it requires a lot of planning and commitment on the part of the school management. And it is very important for us to make parents and the community become one of the members of this particular initiative which schools take it up. And if we partner with the parents and the community, I'm very sure it is very, very easy for us to bring about any kind of social change. And definitely it will take a few years for us to help people understand, but definitely I think children are going to be the torch bearers for any kind of social change which we are going to bring in the years to come. So as educators, I think we need to start with a strong conviction, identify what immediate changes we need to bring and make them a part of our curriculum, and take it up in a way where it helps them actually in multiple ways of understanding the world around them. And this is what I feel.
Also, we should start, giving them marks on their sports activities.
Yes,
The schools should definitely incorporate this.
right.
So, my next question is what about the children who are not good at sports? Exactly. How can we assess them on that part? So it becomes null and void, what I said earlier. So, what about the children who are not good at sports? This is the
So
third question.
I'll
Yeah.
take the first half of the part, and I would encourage Dr. Satya to actually also add to it when he feels like it. So
Yeah.
essentially, when we started our programs, it was absolutely for children who are not good at sports. We were not going in schools and conducting activities We were conducting sports-based sessions for children who were not going to school at all. And in most of the instances, once they got regular with us, once they start listening to us, we would send them back to school. We'll say that, okay, you are practiced with us for 1 month. If now you want to play with us in future, you will have to go and get admitted in the nearest school. So we were able to sort of channelize their love for the game in
Right.
sending them back to school. Uh, uh, in a way that sport doesn't always have to be about competition or excellence, because otherwise we will cut down 95% of the participants even before we begin.
Right.
Because if you know how stiff the competition is, I think it will, like, everybody will be demotivated even to participate. So sports does not have to be about competition. It has to be about participation. It has to be about uh, willing to experience failure and success, as mentioned in the quote, and has the ability to sort of bring everyone together.
Right. And team
Satya,
playing.
yes.
Over to you,
Yeah.
Satya, sir.
Ma'am, it's a very good question, and I think every educator will agree with me. If you ask the students to be on the ground for 6 hours in a day, also, I think they're ready to be on the ground. So, but if you tell them ki now you would be having your art class or something, that much of enthusiasm you don't see in kids. Now the question here is, what about the kids who are not good at sports? I think we don't find anyone who is not good at sports until and unless there is some very, very specific reason. And most importantly, ma'am, we need to understand that right from the beginning, we should not inculcate in them the sense of fear of failure. Children think if we play a sport, we need to get some medal. I think this kind of relationship we need not build, and we need to see sports as a medium for kids to inculcate a lot of other things in addition to their physical fitness also. So undoubtedly their physical fitness will improve, and along with that, whether irrespective of whether or not they participate in competition, I think allowing everyone to what do we say, allowing everyone to take part in a sport of their interest would definitely, I think, make a lot of difference. And I think we wouldn't be having even a single child, because every education board asks us to grade every child on sports and physical education. So if a child is not good at sports, what does it exactly mean? So I think we need to reflect upon this, madam. When we are giving grades and marks, we need to understand why is a child not good at sports? Is it because the child has not been given ample opportunity earlier? I think let us start this right from the preschool, primary, and I think you won't even find a single child who's not good at sports. At least the minimum level of learning they would be able to achieve, and I think that is the best thing which every school can achieve in the life of his child. Yes, ma'am.
The indispensable part, being physically fit and being good at the subject. So both
Right.
go hand in hand, right? So the last question, not the least, how can we really bring our hidden sporting talent on the surface? So over to both of you. Anyone of you can volunteer.
I, 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 I will go first a little bit, and then.
Yes, please, sir. Please.
See, there's this in how we approach sports, especially when it comes to competition. It's like a pyramid. The biggest number of people have to play at the base. The more people participates, the more competition they play in, the more better they get.
Right.
And then the competition also needs to become going more towards excellence, and then towards refinement. And at the top of this pyramid, you will find the top level players. And this is the same formula everywhere. So you at the bottom of the pyramid, you need to have huge number of children taking part in sports. That is how you can ensure that more talent comes out. If there is no one playing at the bottom, or if there is only handful of people playing sports regularly, even as a social interaction wala thing, not competition, that means that The base only is smaller. So if the base of the pyramid is smaller, the top is definitely going to be even more narrow.
Absolutely, sir. Very right on that part. So, would you like to add something to this, Satya, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Just one point I would like to add.
Yeah,
Most importantly, ma'am, I think every school should make it a point to have sufficient number of physical education teachers, madam. That is the most important thing. We need to have the faculty members, and this, in spite of having faculty members, if they don't have the right facilities and the right opportunity to identify the talent, there's no use of having those people with us. So I think most importantly, the infrastructure, you need to have the faculty members, and you need to give them sufficient time to identify the talent or whatever the hidden potential. Only then I think we can make a repertoire or a reservoir of kids who would be properly trained in a very, very structured manner. As sir said, the base would be very broader, and gradually we can narrow it down. So I think this is the one suggestion from my end, ma'am. Every timetable must have at least 15 to 20% of their periods dedicated for sports exclusively.
absolutely, sir.
Thank you.
Absolutely.